Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Business Spotlight. It's your girl Yasmin. In the studio today with me, I have a very special guest, Simone, who is the owner and CEO of GlamourTag Consulting Services. So, Simone, welcome to the studio.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. So, just to start off, jump right in. What is GlamourTag? Explain that to me.
Yeah, so GlamourTag, we are a consulting firm. So we help clients book their trips. So we're a full travel agency. We're notaries. We're also loan signing agents. We do business coaching. And then just recently, we have added another layer of our company is Glam Nation Insurance Agency. And we educate the community on how life insurance really works. You'd be surprised at how people are just so confused with life insurance. So the opportunity was probably introduced to me a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh no, that's for old people. I'm not doing that. And then just recently, last year, the opportunity was brought to me again. And so after doing my own research, and it's like you work so hard to build this legacy, and you start a business, it becomes really successful, but then you have nothing in place to protect it. And so I love being able to educate people on how the life insurance works through GlamourTag or through Glam Nation Insurance Agency. It's like a catapult from GlamourTag. So GlamourTag has been around for like 5 years now. We started off in Arvindale, then moved to Lake Wales, and we've actually closed both of those offices, and now we have a big 1,800 square foot office in Winter Haven. And so yeah, God was really good to us last year, and so was a dear friend of mine who helped us actually get that space. So we are just very grateful for that.
Wow. Now, what inspired you? Because I mean, what were you prior to Glamour Tag? What were you doing? Were you working a 9 to 5?
Yeah, I was working that 9 to 5 grind. I was also going to school full time, so I was getting my
Okay.
associates and getting my bachelor's degree. So I got my associates first, and then right after, I went straight into my bachelor's, and I was doing claims adjusting. So I did that for 10 years, and it was great money. Don't get me wrong, but it put a lot of fear in me, like on the road, because I handled like litigations, fatalities. I was the one having the conversations with the families if a family member would pass away. And it just became so draining. So it's like the money was great, but it wasn't enough to make me want to just go to work and come
It
home
wasn't fulfilling
depressed.
enough for you. The
It
money
was
wasn't
not.
enough.
It was depleting me, if anything. And so when I opened up my office in 2022, right before me and my husband got married, and he was like, babe, I guess one day I came in and I was just miserable, and I was just sitting on my desk because I was still working my full time job. At this point, I was an independent claims adjuster. And I guess I was looking miserable. And he comes in and he says, it's like, if you want to quit your job, just quit your job. And I was like I just lit up. I was like, are you serious? And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, he don't know how much I'm making at this job. I was making $57 an hour at that time as an
Okay.
independent claims adjuster.
Right.
But when he gave me that go ahead, he was like, I got you. He was like, quit your job. If it's making you this miserable to where I'm coming in and you're just like over here boo crying, just quit. I quit. Haven't looked back since, and ever since then, for 3 years now, going 2026 to be year 4, I have been a full time entrepreneur, and just every quarter, every couple of months, whenever the time is right, whenever I feel that need that we need to, let's add another layer of service. Let's see how else we can impact the community. So we also, I forgot to mention this, but we also do graphic and website design for small businesses too. So a lot of people, they have this great brand, but then they show up crazy, in public. They
Right. They
don't.
don't really know how to
One day
show
they're
up and
this.
present
Yeah,
themselves.
they don't know
Right.
how to present themselves. One day they're this color, then they're posting flyers with this color, and they're using this logo, and then they're just everywhere, and it's like, no. Does McDonald's change their colors every day? Do Amazon?
No, they don't rebrand.
They don't.
We know the
You
Golden Arches has been for
you got babies that
years.
know what the golden arch is. So it's super important, especially as small businesses, when you're trying to grow, to make sure that you're showing up right. So anytime somebody sees me, they always call us the glam girls because I'm typically wearing pink and black. Every time I go to an event, every time I'm networking, unless there's a dress code, 9 times out of 10 I'm showing up in pink and black. Everything I do, yep, those are my colors. One of these days I'm gonna paint my car pink and black.
I love pink. Pink is my favorite color.
Mine too. It's like
Pink
as
is
much
my
as
favorite
it's like as much
color.
as we try to get away from it, because it's like what do they call that? It's like girls they automatically gravitate to pink, and they say guys are blue. And for a long time, I tried to run away from it. But then when I got into like officially doing branding and doing that for small businesses and understanding the importance of colors, I'm like, I do always gravitate to pink, black, white, and gold. And then when I looked up what the meaning of those colors were, I was like, that's why. That's me.
I mean, it works though.
Yeah, that's me.
It works. It's you. I love it. Your brand is you.
Yes,
Is
it
what I'm
is.
saying. So, I mean, the fact that you've had your support from your husband, that's amazing. Kudos to your husband.
Yes.
For real. Kudos to your
What else
husband.
do you, baby?
For you found, I think it's important when you find a man, you're, babe, I don't want to do this anymore. And he is just like, all right, I got you. Let's go. What are we going to do? He's just supporting you from day one.
He really has. He would show up to events with me, passing out flyers. He's always talking about me at his job because he still works a 9 to 5. He does HVAC, and then he has a HVAC company on the side. And he's always like he's been my biggest cheerleader, and I definitely appreciate it. Even the love and support I get from my kids is amazing. My oldest is 21. At first, he was like when I had to like tug, like, boy, you gonna come and work this fingerprint machine because we also do level 2 background checks. So sometimes I forget some things because we do a lot. But the level 2 background checks, we don't have to necessarily promote or push that out because the company that we're partnered with, they do all that. They just send us, the clients just show up to get their level 2. So that's kind of how we got my son in, is when my daughter was in college and then also in high school, and I needed someone to be in the office with me, and I'm like, Trey, that's going to have to be you. So that's how he kind of got his foot in the door. And then now that my daughter has also graduated high school, so now she's in the office with me full time, and then she works part time at her other job. But I just love the support that I get from my family when we go to networking events, when we go to, what do they call it? Like vendor events, we'll set up a table. My youngest kids, and then also my bonus babies, my husband's kids, they'll go out and they'll pass out flyers. And it's just amazing the support that I get from them. Because I know that's the biggest thing that people talk about is they don't have a huge support system in their immediate household. And my whole household has the GlamourTag shirts. They have the Girls Leave a Mark shirts, and they're gonna rock it.
So you have your kids already kind of starting in entrepreneurship and getting a taste of it.
My 13-year-old, he'll be 14 this month. He had his first business at 11. This man used to go around and sell. He would get, so where we had bought our house at, the leasing or the sales office was still there. And he would go in there, he would fill up a book bag. The lady who sold us our house, her name was Anna, she would allow him to come in there with 2 book bags and fill it up with chips, candy, whatever from their little like snack area. He would go around the neighborhood and sell it to neighbors. This man made $300 in 1 week selling chips from them.
At 11 years old?
At 11 years old. He did that for about 2 years. So he was making anywhere from like 100 to maybe 150 like every week, just selling chips and sodas and stuff around the neighborhood. And then one day, you always get that little hater that, that says, oh, he shouldn't be soliciting, he shouldn't be doing that. Right. And he would follow him and stalk him around the neighborhood to the point where I had to go and address this man like, hey, don't be messing with my son. Leave my son alone. And because it just made me feel so uncomfortable, we just pulled him out of it. And it was like, we're going to have to find something else for you to do. So I tell him, we're going to set up like a little snack spot for him in the office, but you can't walk around the neighborhood. So I don't want to have to go and cause physical damage to anybody. Don't mess with my
amazing.
kids.
That's amazing. Yeah. You're instilling that into your kids at a very young age, so they can understand when they're older. My daughter's the same way. She wants to get into. She's 13. She wants to get into. She wants to be an entrepreneur when she grows up. She wants to, make money. At 13 years old, she's money hungry already.
There's something in this water with these kids, because I wasn't thinking about that growing up.
Me neither.
I was taught school, get a degree, and then get a
Go
job,
to school,
work 9 to 5.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but that's amazing. I love it. I love that for you.
What does she want to do?
She doesn't know yet. She just knows that she wants to be an entrepreneur. Like she wants a Dodge Charger. She wants a bike. Like she knows the exact bike model that she wants, and I don't even know. A Kawasaki or I don't know. But she's like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. She's like, I want to make so much money so I can retire you and Pops. She's 13.
Period. Look, and she already know what she want to do. Period.
Right. So I
wish I thought like that at 13. There's no telling where I would be if my mindset.
Right. I don't know what I was doing at 13.
I was playing with Barbie dolls. I can tell.
I was in my room thinking I was Britney Spears. Okay. On a stage.
Look, me too. Anytime I'm singing, I'm thinking I'm on somebody's stage.
Right?
I'm just in the shower.
I love it. So with when you first started Glamour Tag, what was the first service? Like, what was the first foundation that you started with before you branched off into like everything else?
So, well, before Glamour Tag, it was the travel. So, my first official business was becoming a travel agent. I'm in booking trips for clients. And that company went through a couple of phases. And this is kind of what got me back into branding. My company was called Travel Wise. And so I went, made all these business cards, made all these flyers. I went to go LLC it, and somebody else had the name. I was devastated because I had spent so much money on all that stuff. So then I was like, okay, get out of your feelings. You should have checked that before you did it. Right. And so then I decided to call it Travel Wisely. Did the same stupid mistake again. When I got all these business cards, all of these flyers, that name was gone. So then I decided to go with the written in ink. So I brought in, but I became a notary. So a friend ended up telling me, hey, you should become a notary. Became a notary, and then decided to call the company written in ink. So we did notary, and then the travel part of the business was Simone's House of Travel. So it was like shot. It was Simone's House of Travel. And then did the notary and the website design because I've been doing websites since I was 15 years old. Like I know how to code. I know how to do all of that. And no type of training, just self-taught over the last couple of years, over the last several years, I should say. And I was like, I don't want to have to brand two different companies. Simone's House of Travel was like blue and like rose pink because at the time I was like obsessed with rose gold and like that rose pink color. And then written in ink, I forgot what colors I had it. But again, not branding myself properly. So then after doing research, I was like, you know what? I should just, all of this is consulting. I should just put it all together. And that's how Glamour Tag was formed. I'm like,
I
me and
love
my daughter
it.
are glamorous. We're a tag team. There it goes.
I love it. And how old is your daughter now?
She is 19.
She's 19 years old. Okay, wonderful. But in the midst of all of this, was there a moment, what was one of the hardest challenges you faced on when you started putting everything together?
The lack of support from outside. So while I had that huge support system in my immediate household, I didn't get that support system from outside. So I would have friends that knew I was a travel agent. I was just talking about this the other day. They knew I was a travel agent and they would go and book trips with somebody else or they would book it themselves. Or they would come to me, hey, look up this trip for me, girl. I see you're a travel agent now. You started your little travel business. So if you can look up this trip for me. So I would look it up for them and then they would go and book it without me. And I wouldn't make any commission on it. So I would say that definitely was the hardest thing. When you start a business, you expect your friends, your family, you expect everybody to be beating you down, especially if they're already doing it. It's not like I'm asking you to go take a trip to support me. You're already going to take this trip. I'll do the research. Just book it through me.
It's crazy that it's not your friends and family that's going to support you.
Nope.
It's strangers that are the ones that are going to
Yep.
believe in you.
That's what put Glamour Tag on the map. That's what has made us, I'm going to say it, a household name because we started networking and we started just putting ourselves out there. People would ask me to come and speak. And that's what helped us is just showing up in places that I probably in a million years would have never shown up to. And every time I wanted to, I'm not going to go. What's the purpose? There's no point of going. It was always those times where when I went, I was just blown away. And I would say, oh my God, I am so happy I did not miss that event. But the ones where I was ready to go and just anxious to go, it was always, this was a good event. But it's those ones that I did not want to go to where I got the best out of it. Whether it was a client, whether it was a connection, whether it was a partnership, something always came from the ones that I did not want to go to.
It's
Yeah.
it's the ones that like you want to get out. You have to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And those
If
would
you
be the
want
ones I didn't
to.
want to go to was the ones that would force me to get out of my comfort zone. But those are the ones that I grew the most from. And not financially, just overall, just grew from those as a person, was able to meet people who I didn't like, oh wow, I follow this person and now to be able to shake hands with this person wants to collaborate or do something with my business is amazing. Or they're funneling their clients to me was amazing. Was and has been amazing. And that's really what has allowed us to be able to grow.
Was there a moment that you felt? Because I think as an entrepreneur, we all hit the moment where, oh my God, should I do this? Do I want to continue doing this? I don't see anything happening. At that point, what kept you going to not give up in doing this?
My kids. I would say my kids and my husband, the constant encouragement from them, because I would tell my daughter, hey, do you think we should like just close up shop? We are slow. We haven't had much traffic this week. And she was like, no, Ma, we don't put, once we branded Glamour Tag, she was like, Ma, we put too much into this now. We're 3 years in, we're 2 years in. We just have to keep pushing. We have to just get out there more. She says we have to get from behind the desk. We have to go out in the community and do things. And so my biggest focus 2026 is to go back to the basics, go back to what helped put us on the map. And that was getting from behind that desk, getting out in the community, shaking hands, being vendors, doing podcasts like this, and just putting ourselves back out there. And I'm so happy, like even this month, I have 2 other podcasts I'm going to be on. I'm going to be doing several vending events. I've been going on Eventbrite. Like if you're ever looking to network and like you don't want to network locally, go on Eventbrite. There are so many networking events that you can go to on Eventbrite. You can do the virtual networking if you're scared to talk to people face to face. Do the virtual networking. So that is my biggest focus this year. Is we're just really trying to just take it to a whole. We're going to take it to a whole nother level, and part of that is getting from behind that desk. Getting from behind that desk. And then we have virtual assistants that help us with a lot of the stuff that we don't want to do, that allows us to be able to get from behind that desk. Because at one point, we were the ones having to do every single thing in our business. And then I'm like, I should just duplicate myself. So let me just start partnering with other notaries. So I'll send, like I have notaries, they'll come to my notary workshops, and then I'll send them notary jobs. We started adding travel agents. So I'll send travel like trips that I don't necessarily want to do, I'll send that to the travel team. And that's the same thing I plan on doing with the life insurance agents, because now we have about 30 life insurance agents that are on my team. And every day, every week, we're growing. And so once we start getting super, super busy with the life insurance, I'll be funneling those leads to the team.
So, in the midst of all that stuff, everything that you went through building the business, I know at some point, as entrepreneurs, we all hit that wall where we're like, do I want to continue doing this? Because I wasn't seeing any clients coming in. When you got to that point, what kept you going?
Definitely my kids, my husband, they were just huge with support. And I remember pulling my daughter into a room to our office, and I was like, Kira, what do you think about just us closing and I'm just going back into the 9 to 5? Because at this point I had a bachelor's, so I knew I wasn't going to get into claims adjusting because I did not want to do that. But I knew that I can find something I wanted to get into, and I was going to school for my master's. And she was like, no, Mom. She was like, we put too much into this. We're 3 years in now. We do have the clients. We just have to get out and just put ourselves out there more. And then what also slowed me down is having my baby. So I got, didn't think I could have more kids. Got married. 4 months later, got pregnant. So the bigger I'm getting, now I'm not able to do the public speaking. I'm not able to do my coaching classes because now I was high risk. And so that kind of put me like just really in a dark space. And I'm like, how can I bounce back from this? And she was like, Mom, we just have to do it. We have to figure out. She was like, we can't let this go. She was like, she was like, as much as sometimes I get drained with GlamourTag because of everything that we do and the constant calls and messages, she was like, it's our baby. We can't. And so I was like, okay, well, what can we do different? What are we not doing? She was like, I can tell you what we're not doing. I was like, oh,
Okay.
you already got it figured out. I'm all ears. So what is it?
Tell me.
She was like, we're not networking. We're not getting out in the community. We're not, going to different events and meeting people. We're not setting up our tables anymore. And I was like, dang, she right. So I made a vow, 2025. That's when we just started back getting our feet wet, doing the networking. We joined the Winter Haven Chamber of Commerce. They have been phenomenal. And then I say, okay, 2026, we're going to get back on podcasts. We tried to start a podcast in 2025, like to start back another one. And it's just a time commitment. It's just really a time commitment. And I said, we're going to get back involved in podcasts, be in podcasts. We're going to do the vending events. So we're walking in the Martin Luther King parade. Now we're getting asked to be a part of other events. We're also going to be joining Simone and ZK. They do a what is it called? It's like a Black Fest Goodness gracious, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. But it's like an event for the black and brown community to come out, and they can be vendors. So we're gonna have a table there, and every month I said every week, Kira, we need to sign up for some type of networking event, whether it be local, whether it be virtual, whether it be out of the city. But every week we have to do a networking event, and every month, at least once a month, we need to be a vendor at some type of event, and that's what we are committed to for 2026. And I'm just curious to see what this conversation will be like in 2027. After putting all this work in, I know great
Right.
things are going to come
Oh,
from
for
it.
sure,
I know
definitely. You're
great
gonna
things will
look
come
back and be
from
like,
it.
I was on that podcast and I said this, and now I'm actually living it.
Yep.
It's all about manifesting
It sure
into
is.
reality,
It really
and you
is. And
really
speaking
can.
positivity
Oh
over
yeah.
yourself, I'm really big, and it's crazy because one of the things that we talked about with my insurance group, with the big group, they talked about not giving the devil or whatever the case may be energy or entertainment, and being positive and speaking positivity over yourself, speaking positivity over your loved ones, your friends, family, or whatever. So instead of saying, oh, I may do it, or if I do, I will do it, I am going to do it, this is the season of I am. And that's
I
just
love it.
period.
Period.
Period. This is the
Period.
season
It
of
really
I
is.
am. It
It really
really
is.
is.
It's really like what you say is so entirely true. Everything that happens in our lives, we literally speak it into existence. So you really have to be careful on how you use your words, because if you say, "Oh my God, I can't do this. I don't have any money." Guess what? You're going to continue not having any money.
Yep. I will never say that I'm broke.
Oh no.
Even if I may not have my account where I want to
One,
be, I'm not broke.
you're not
If
broke.
there's $1 in there, I'm not broke.
You're not broke.
So you
Exactly.
would never hear me say that. There are just certain things that I just don't say because
Yeah,
I'm
take
not
those
going to speak
vocabulary
that.
out,
Yeah.
those words out of your
I'm not going to
vocabulary.
speak that over myself. I'm not doing it.
I love it. I love it. I mean, everything that you do, I'm just sitting here like, damn, she is this, and this, and this, and this.
And I
Like, you're
haven't
a
even talked
powerhouse.
about the nonprofit.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So the nonprofit.
Yeah.
What is that? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so our nonprofit is Girls Leave a Mark. And it started from GlamourTag. So when we got our office in Arbondale, we couldn't fit GlamourTag consultation services on the wall because that's a lot of letters. That's like the whole alphabet right there. So we stuck Glam. We got GLAM, spray painted it pink, stuck it on the wall. And I was like, we should do something with that acronym, but I don't know what we're going to do with it. So about a year later, because we was in Arbondale for 2 years. So about a year later, my daughter and I were pulling into the Arbondale McDonald's. And I was like, Girls Leave a Mark. And she was like, okay, what about it? I said, Glam, Girls Leave a Mark. And she was like, I like that. That's good. I was like, okay, but I don't know what we're gonna do with Girls Leave a Mark. I like the name. The name stuck in my head, but I did not know what I was gonna do with it. So a year later, my son ended up getting sick. I'm sitting in CVS on Cypress Gardens in Winter Haven. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh, I wonder I would love to have a nonprofit that supports like teen parents. I was a teen mom, had my first child at 16. He's 21 now. Had my second child at 19, and she's 19 now. So I was like, I would love to start a nonprofit that would support teen parents. I wasn't really focused on at-risk youth at that particular time. I was more so focused on the teen mom. And I was like, I would love to do that. I wonder what it would take to start a nonprofit because I already had got the opportunity to be a part of another one. She had invited me. Her name is Treaty, or Trisha Cook. She had invited me to come and speak at hers. And I was like, I'm an adult now. I don't see teen parents in my everyday life. So to walk into this room and see this room of over probably like 50 teen moms and dads, I was just blown away, and it just made me so like emotional on the inside. When I got back to my car, I just boohoo cried. And I was like, I wonder what it would be to start a nonprofit. So I sat with one of my mentors, Miss Jane Murphy Waters, and she gave me all the steps to start my nonprofit. Started my nonprofit just like that. We had our 501c3, we had our tax exemption, we had our articles of charitable contribution. We had everything we needed in a matter of 6 weeks. Our articles of incorporation, that was approved in less than 24 hours. Like, it was crazy. So I'm like, I know this is exactly what God wants us to do. So we do mentorships, we do workshops. We'll go in the school and we'll teach them about financial literacy. We'll teach them about career development, personal development, self-care, credit. This heavy on the self-care. If you can't, if you don't love yourself properly, how are you going to love that baby properly? We teach them about just different topics, and then they earn Glam bucks. And at our office now that we have a boutique right in our office where the kids or the teen parents can come in and they can shop using their Glam bucks. So every time they attend a workshop, they get a $25 Glam buck so they can come in and get clothes for themselves. The community has just been so great to us. They'll donate their gently used clothes. We have a room that's set up like an actual boutique, because before we used to be in a storage unit. I'm like, yeah, we used to be in a real deal storage unit. And I was just like, I hate that these girls have to come and shop in what feels like a garage. Right. I want them to feel like they're in Forever 21, Route 21, something like that. So once we got this space, we painted it pink. We had a lot of help. Lowe's came and painted everything for free for us at the new spot. Then we had several friends, Vanessa, my husband. We had several friends that came in and helped us paint like the areas that Lowe's couldn't get to because they were only there for a couple of hours. But now it's like a legit boutique where they can come in, they shop, they get Pampers, wipes. Big shout out to some of our donors, my auntie Nikki, Miss Alicia Crawford. Like, thank you all so much, because they have really, really made, like, my dream is, I'm literally watching my dream unfold right in front of my eyes. These are things I talked about when my friend and I, Kwanda, started this years ago. And now she's had to take a step back, but now to still be able to do everything that we've talked about and more is phenomenal. So now I'm actually looking to expand Girls Leave a Mark to not just help teen parents, but now I want to be able to help women from all walks of life, because so many women come to me on a daily basis who maybe didn't graduate high school, who maybe have developmental issues, who maybe struggle with not having a huge support system and just looking for a community of women to lock arms with. I want to be able to, we got this big space. Let's provide these services to not just teen parents. They're not the only ones that need help. Some of these women that are coming to me were teen parents and didn't get that support back then, and that's why they're in the situation they're in now. So now I'm looking to be able, I have to speak with my board first. It's probably their first time hearing it when this airs, but I am looking to expand to help women from all walks of life, and be able to partner with the GED program and help them get their GED. We have a room that will be a computer room. We've already turned it into that. We already have the computers that were donated from Advent Health and Results. Now we just have to get the desks. So if anybody has desks that you're trying to get rid of, let us know. We need 6. But just being able to provide resources for women from all walks of life. And then this office also has a classroom. So that's where we do all of our coaching at. That's where we do all of our workshops. We do notary workshops. We do travel agent workshops. And now we are doing the insurance agent workshops. So we're teaching people who are looking to make extra income. We're helping them get licensed and become insurance agents. And then that's also where we do our summer program for Glam too.
Oh my God! Is there nothing that you do that you don't do?
Let me see. Like, I don't do real estate.
You are,
but I do know people who do real estate. So it's like I do the things that I enjoy. I've had several friends. One of my friends, Leslie, she was talking. She's a realtor, and she was saying last. I've also told her about y'all too, and she was saying, "Simone, you should really get into real estate." I'm like, "But why? You do that? How will I be able to refer them to you if if I don't care to do. I don't care to pick up anything extra right now." But I have a lot, yeah. And I was actually doing my devotional this morning, and it was talking about how you should remove things off of your plate that are not fulfilling. And I'm like, what can I take off my plate that doesn't fill me up like it used to? And so I'm not going to say what it is yet, but there are some things that I will probably be rearranging and either removing it from our services altogether, or strictly making that the thing that our virtual assistants do. Because I don't want to stop doing this, but at the same time, I don't want to be involved in it at all. Right. So if they're not willing to take it over completely, it probably will be one of the things that we get rid of.
Okay. Now you have, how big is your office space now?
1,800
square feet. Do you have people that are under you that work under you? Like, do you have a group of girls?
No. So we have, they don't necessarily work under us. They're independent. So we have notaries that we partner with that will come in through my notary workshops. And then if we get notary jobs, because I'm signed up with 150 different notary companies and title companies. Mm-hmm. So they'll send me jobs all the time, and I'll funnel that out to our notaries. We have travel agents. We have about 14 or 15 travel agents that's with us. And then for the life insurance part of the business, we have about 30 life insurance agents. So I would say almost half of them are licensed, but they're still going through like the carrier appointments. Some of them that came in are already licensed, and then some of them still have to be licensed. So I'm at different phases with each of them. But the ones that are not licensed, we help them get licensed. So we do study sessions. I have two ladies, are twins, Shonda and Tawanda. They also have a company called Sensational Events. They do event planning and stuff like that. But they are my study session coordinators. So anytime we get new agents, they do study sessions twice a week with them. Of course, you do have to study on your own. We can't study every day, but we do study sessions with them. So we help them get prepared to be life insurance agents. And there's not a whole lot of us. Another reason why I didn't want to do real estate is because there are a ton of real estate
There
agents.
are.
They're on every single corner.
They are. You see someone's face, realtor, realtor,
Yep,
realtor.
realtor. It's like, Jesus, have
We have
mercy.
enough realtors.
Exactly, but we don't have enough life insurance agents. There's not a lot of people doing this, and it's actually really great money, and it's really fulfilling to just see someone's face light up when they see the benefits that they can get, because we're taught that life insurance is about dying. But it's
Right.
not. It will be called death insurance.
Right.
It's
Right.
called life insurance for a reason. So to be able to educate people on the living benefits of life insurance and just see their face light up is just it's phenomenal. Yeah. And then I sit with them for free. So if you already have a policy and you're like, I just want to review and see what I have. I want to see if I have a good policy or not. I sit with them for free. We never charge for the conversation. We never ever charge. You can meet with me 100 times and there's no charge because we get paid from the carriers. We don't get paid from the client. We get paid from the carriers, and we get paid 12 months in advance. I mean, I'll be 38 this month. I've never got paid a year in advance from any employer ever.
That doesn't exist.
Right, even with the master's degree now, never did that ever. But with the life insurance, they pay us 12 months in advance. We get paid twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So no, you do a lot. I mean, you run a
Yeah.
business that supports others and make sure that they're good. Now, as as a mom, as a wife, I run a business. I have the podcast. I also work a 9 to 5, and I'm in the middle of creating a planner. So, what do you do to kind of ground yourself, and what do you do to take care of you so you can show up for your clients?
I love that question because before I wouldn't even be able to answer that. I really didn't know what I was doing to ground myself. But now, as of last year, thanks to Takari, she got me back involved with the church. So I've always been a firm believer in God. I've always had big faith, but never just had a church that I felt like I can call home. So last year in August, I ended up meeting Takari. I think I met Takari like in August from my client, well, I should say a mutual client of ours, and she told me about Haven Worship, and so going to church, I never knew how much fulfillment. I'm constantly pouring into other people's cups, and they're not always at a capacity to where they can pour into my cup because of where they are in life right now. So it's like, how can I expect them to fill me up when they can't even fill themselves up? It makes no sense. But going to church and getting involved with the church, that just has been like phenomenal. I just never knew because as a kid, I did not want to go to church. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I was like,
Right.
Mom, I don't want to go. I want to stay
None of us
home.
wanted to.
I want to play my Nintendo and play
Right.
Mario or my Sims. I used to play The Sims. I don't want to go to church, but now it's like I just look forward to it. I remember I haven't been to church in 20 years, and I'll give you a quick story. The reason why. So when I got pregnant with my son, I was really big in church. Once I got older, I was really big in church. I loved church. I was in the choir because I love to sing, all of that. And when the church found out I was pregnant, they kind of shut me, pretty much told me that I was in a punishment, all of that. I was 16 years old. That's what I'm not going to say the church because the pastor's not even there anymore. So it's not even the church's fault. It was that particular pastor. And yeah, it was devastating to me. And imagine that happening at 16. He kicked me out of the choir. The kids that I used to babysit over the summer and would get paid $75 a week to watch those kids, the parents stopped using me. It was just so devastating to me. So for 20 years, I did not go to church unless my mom invited me for Easter or she would invite me, hey, babe, I want you to come and, to church with me for Mother's Day. Of course, I'm going to go, in situations like that. But just to be going wasn't happening. After that experience for 20 years. And then when Takari invited me to Haven Worship, it has just been just just mind blowing. They have a program called Next Steps where you can find ways to get more involved with the church. So I attended the Next Steps workshop. I'm going to be having my own class out there because they have about like 100 groups that you can join to be a part of, and they even give you an opportunity to start your own group. So I'm going to start a financial literacy group for people in business because they don't have a group for entrepreneurs, and I love working with entrepreneurs. I do monthly entrepreneurs lunches that was started from Lindsay. So I love working with entrepreneurs. And so I'm excited to delve into that. And then I'm also going to be working in the daycare because I love babies. So so to answer your question, that is how I fill my cup is by going to church. I'm really getting really big into like doing my devotionals every morning, and it has just really made a difference. It has just really like I feel grounded, like you said, like I feel like
Right.
both feet are on the ground. I'm not like
Grounds.
this.
Right. It'll allow you to show up for your clients.
Yeah,
Because you have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself, like you said earlier. You have to take care of you. You have to do things for yourself. And then
absolutely.
that way you can come back and you can show up for your clients
Yep.
in the best way possible.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
Simone, your brand focuses on confidence, empowerment, and growth. Why is that so important to you personally?
Because I didn't always have that. I didn't always have the confidence. Back so prior to having my kids, I was probably about 160, 170 pounds. After having kids, I just like blew up real bad. And then I ended up having the gastric sleeve in 2021 and got all the way down. Believe it or not, if you looked at me, you would not think I was 221 pounds, but I came from being 411 pounds. Yeah, I was 411 pounds. I was at my biggest. So my third child, me and his dad split up, and I just got like super depressed. Not that I wanted the relationship, because I definitely did not want the relationship. He was abusive. But I missed having that that other person, that man in the house. And so I turned to food. I was also going to school full time, working full time as a claims adjuster. And so I needed something, and food was my comfort. So I went from 230 pounds all the way up to 411 pounds and just got super depressed. Super, super, super like depressed. And then a friend told me about getting the gastric bypass surgery. And after doing research, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do the bypass. That's too invasive. I don't want to do that. So then we looked at other options and we came across the gastric sleeve. So in 2021, did the gastric sleeve, got all the way down to 221 pounds, got back into a small, like, would you believe a 221-pound person could fit a small? I could fit a small.
Oh my
Got down to a
God.
small, was able to fit medium-sized pants. I could start seeing
Right.
my shape come back alive. And I was like,
Yeah, there
girl,
she
there
is.
she go. And that really is what helped my confidence. Now, granted, I'm not 221 now. I have put on back probably about 70 pounds from having my daughter. So I'm at like 290 now. But once I got that confidence back, it wouldn't matter if I got back to 400 pounds. I'm still that girl. Yep, I'm still, I definitely love myself. And it helps to have a husband that always tells me I'm beautiful. My kids are always telling me I'm beautiful. They're always, just reaffirming me and reassuring me in the same way I do them. So that definitely helps with my confidence. And that's why I was so focused on making that the center of my business, empowering our clients. So I always, when I'm reaching out to a client, if it's a female, hey, beautiful, I hope your day is going great. Just wanted to confirm your appointment for this day, because sometimes that may be the only time they get told that they're beautiful, you know? So I make a really point, unless they tell me, hey, that makes me uncomfortable, which I've never had a problem.
Right,
Why
yeah.
would someone
I would
call you
always,
beautiful? Right.
right?
Like, we embrace that.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? So
Right?
luckily I haven't had to have that awkward conversation yet.
I
I've
hope you
never,
don't.
me neither.
Like,
I
damn, you don't want to be called
Right,
beautiful?
you don't want to be called. So how would you like to
Me
be
be
greeted?
called. Right. Simone, looking back now in your journey in entrepreneurship, I mean, it's pretty amazing everything that you've done so far and continue to do for the community. What lesson has entrepreneurship taught you?
To always show up for myself, no matter what it looks like. As I was saying before, it's always those events that you really don't want to go to that for me I got the most out of. So just showing up for myself, and showing up for myself the right way. So if you're showing up to an event, a networking event, you don't come in there with sloppy clothes, stains all over your clothes, your hair not together. You're showing up. You're not going to show up to work like that. You're not going to show up on your 9 to 5 like that.
Right.
You better not.
Not.
what's going on. So why when you're working for yourself, why do you feel it's okay to show up like that? If anything, you should show up way better than what you should show up for that 9 to 5, because this represents you. That 9 to 5, that's representing somebody else. So the biggest lesson for me was just always showing up best foot forward. Just always. But no matter how it looked, no matter what happened at home, no matter how my husband pissed me off, no matter how the kids aggravated me, once I walked out that door and I shut that door and I'm getting into my car, done. I'm not bringing that into whatever I'm walking into. And that has really like helped me just form the relationships and properly be able to communicate with people, is just by leaving all that at home, not coming into a room. Oh, my husband done pissed me off. Everybody's husbands picks them off.
At one point.
Everybody's kids, gets on their nerves. That's
Right.
not what we're here for. We're here to talk business. We're here to handle business. That's what we're going to do.
That's
That's what we're
amazing.
going to do.
Simone, I mean, everything that you're doing, you're just a powerhouse. You're a woman who, I mean, you're amazing. Everything you've been doing and everything that you're continuing to do for GlamourTag and to continue to grow. I mean, you have so much on your plate. You play so many hats. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're an entrepreneur, you have a nonprofit. It's really, really amazing. Thank you so much for coming on here on my show. I'm so happy that you came here to talk about you and GlamourTag and what it all is. Now, just for our viewers, for people who do want to venture into entrepreneurship or don't know where to start, what advice would you give them?
Definitely do your research. Don't believe what everybody tells you. Do your research. Get a business coach like myself or like Takari or like any of the other business coaches. Consult somebody. Don't feel like you have to do it on your own. Get with somebody who's been into entrepreneurship. Get a mentor. One of the biggest things is people are so scared they don't want to pay somebody. They just want you to give them all the information for free. That's one of the biggest things I ran into as an entrepreneur. And it's like, you have to understand that person has maybe went to school. That person has done a lot of research that you could do, because a lot of the research I did prior to going to school was YouTube University. So if you're going to meet with a person, just be prepared to pay them for their time. But you will get what you need, and do your research on that person. Right. Don't just go to somebody because they're popular on Facebook. That's another big thing. Right. Don't just go, oh, they have 50, 100,000 followers, they must know what they're talking about. No, that's not always the case. Do your research, but start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect, because trust me, when I started business, it was a whole mess. I thought it was perfect, but now looking back, come on now, I started with a name that belonged to somebody else. Just start and get a mentor. That would be my biggest advice, is starting and getting the mentor and investing in yourself. We spend so much money on things that will never bring us back a return. And if you do it right, your business can bring you a return. It can give you that time freedom, that financial freedom. It can give you all the freedoms that you want. But you have to start, and you have to get out of your own way. You have to put yourself out there. You have to speak
Clock
up.
it. Period. Message.
Period.
Before we wrap up, Simone, where can people find and connect with GlamourTag? Just want to let them know.
So y'all can find me on GlamourTag. Y'all can find me on Google. I'm Simone McFarland Tucker. I'm on Facebook, Simone McFarland Tucker. Instagram, Simone McFarland Tucker. GlamourTag also has its own page, GlamourTag Consultation Services. Girls Leave a Mark also has its own page. And then on TikTok and YouTube, I'm the Glamour Mindset.
Perfect. Thank you again so much for sitting down with me and sharing your story. And to everyone tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in to Small Business Spotlight. Until next time, remember, keep supporting small businesses.
If you are a small business and you are looking to catapult or looking to just do something different and get out of your own way, I'd highly, highly recommend coming to this show, especially if this is your first podcast. They made me feel very comfortable. I have not done a podcast probably now in about a year, so I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous coming on because I just didn't know what the experience was. But for me, they get 1,200 stars. Like, they have been phenomenal. No cap, and I'm not just saying this. They have been phenomenal. So I really appreciate you all, and I appreciate what you're doing for small businesses. This has just been amazing and phenomenal. So thank you all so, so much. Thank you.